Hi guys, it's Charming Rose, and I hope you guys like my outfit. It's a butterfly blouse that is purple, and I'm wearing some jeans that are printed on butterflies. Not printed on, I mean ironed on butterflies, and a white shirt that says Best Buddy. It was a little club I was in high school. I'll tell you more about it in another video. So today I'm going to be talking about The Lovely Bones. It's a movie. Sorry guys, hiccups. It's a movie based on a book, and the book is not based on a true story. So there's gonna be some telling you some gruesome stuff. So just a trigger warning. This is gonna be talking about gruesome things. That's my bottle. I told you guys about this in one of my other videos. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, so I got this bottle from a store called Five Below, and it's $5. Five Below is a store that sells chargers, headphones, the ones you plug in, the wireless headphones, the rechargeable ones. They sell yoga mats, yoga blocks. They sell yoga spray cleaners to spray your mats, and they sell dumbbells and different things. They sell mostly weight. They sell toys, board games, candy, and a lot of electronic stuff and workout stuff. And everything is $10. Now, it used to be $5 and under, but now everything's $10 and under. And let's get on. So, yeah. So, the movie Lovely Bones is set in 1973. It's about a girl named Susie. Before I even start off, I'll tell you the name of the cast. So I'm about to tell you guys the name of the cast. And the people that played in this movie was Mark Wahlberg. He played the dad. Rachel Weisz played Susie's mom. Susan Sarandon played the grandmother. Stanley Tucci played the serial killer. Michael Impari, he played the cop and the head cop of this kidnapping, this case. And Sarah Ronan, sorry if I'm saying these names wrong. She played the main character, and Brian Eno, I don't know who that guy is. Hold on, guys. Sorry, something's in my eye. So, yeah, okay. So, I'm on Wikipedia. That's why I'm telling you all the name of the cast. So, if I'm on Wikipedia, guys, just don't get mad. I'm just doing a story time. Not going to be showing you the movie. Just story time. Get into the feels. Because I saw this movie 2 to 3 years ago. I saw this movie in 2018, I think, or 2017. It might be... Yeah, 2 to 3. It might be 2 to 3 years ago. So Susan's 14. She wants to become. I'm not looking on my computer screen right now. I'm looking at the camera. So Susan. I'm gonna go to another website so you guys won't have to worry about stuff flashing. So if you guys see a picture, that's just an anime picture. So Susan. Sorry, guys. So, Susan. Okay, that's it. So, Susan met this guy when Susan was outside of her house. Well, I'll get to that part. And she was playing with her brother. Her brother falls to the ground, and she runs over there and notices his lips are starting to think he couldn't breathe. So she grabs the spare keys out of the barn. That little, the dad didn't have a garage. He had this little thing where he stored his car in, like a small little barn. And she grabbed the spare car keys, put in the back seat, and drove to the hospital. Anyway, she don't know how to drive at 14, but she got her brother to the hospital safely. He was okay. They brought him back and helped him breathe again, put him on oxygen. The grandmother shows up to the hospital. She said that since you saved your brother, that means you're going to live longer. Because the grandmother's like, oh, if someone saves somebody, that means they're going to live longer. And the girl's like, my grandmother said that I'm going to live longer because I saved my brother, but that's a lie. So the girl heads home. That's when she met her neighbor. He just moved in. The family introduced themselves to each other. The girl, since she's a photographer, she had a camera her parents bought her. So she wanted to take a picture. She tried to take a picture of the roses because the neighbor was growing roses. The neighbor had roses. So she was trying to take a picture of his roses, and the man looked at her weird, so she put her camera down and went inside. She went up to her room. Her mom came into the room to ask her something, and that's when she told her parents, can't you get film for a camera that she's out of film? The mom's like, you out of film? The dad came, the mom's like, why would you use all the film for your birthday? Birthday was in a couple more days, and the mom said, I want to take pictures of you and your siblings and your birthday. And the dad came into wondering what was going on because it was a little bit loud, and the mom told the dad, oh, your daughter used up all the film on her camera, and the dad's like, we wanted to take pictures of you on your birthday, and the daughter's going like, why can't you guys just accept my creative flow? And then the parents left the room. And then the next day, the girl went to school. She was by her locker, putting her textbook back in the locker. And the boy that was in her English class that she liked, named Ray, came up to her and was like talking to her about the book they read in class. But the girl was not even paying attention. She was just staring at him. Like, she thought he was so handsome, good looking. And the guy's like, hello? Like, she's like, what are you talking about? And he's going, I'm talking about the book you read in English class. He's going like, oh. And while she wasn't paying attention, the guy slipped a note into her locker. So she grabbed her textbook for her last class and headed off to her last class. And after school, she decided to stay after school for the film or the photography class. So she stayed at school. The sister was in middle school, because since she was the oldest, the sister was in middle school. And the sister decided to go home. And her brother was home. They went to her and her younger brother. They did their homework. And the mom came home and she was asking the second oldest daughter, where's your sister? And she said she stayed out to school in the school club. And the mom's like, oh, she'll be home soon. The dad came home, and then it was around like 2 to 3 hours after school ended. And the girls, normally school clubs, you only stay in school club for an hour. Or if you're doing something else in the school club, at least 30 minutes. Hour and 30 minutes. So the girl should have been home, because schools back then normally used to get out around, high schools normally around after 2:30, 3:30. So the girl should have been home around like 5 o'clock, 5:30, but no. And the mom was like, oh, why did the daughter call? They were eating dinner, and the mom's like, oh, your daughter should have called us. She was telling the dad, because it's like, your daughter knows how to use a payphone. Because this is 1973, phones weren't created yet, and they were, but phones weren't like, they didn't have the phones to carry. They used to have the brick phones until like the 80s that you carry in your car. You had to hook to your car. I'm sorry, guys. I had to ask my mom about that, and I seen videos on it. So the dad's like, I'm going to go out into the neighborhood. And he went out to the neighborhood asking neighbors and asking people, they're small. They didn't live in a big town. Asking people, have you seen the daughter? He's showing pictures of her. And people are like, no, I haven't seen your daughter. And he came back home. And the mom's like, oh, let me call the cops. So they decided to call the cops. The cops said, they were asking the parents questions. They were like, no, our daughter did not run away. She would never run away. And it was like, okay, we're going to go search. Next day, the cops go search. Okay, I'm going to say this. So the cops like, okay, she didn't run away. So the daughter's on her way home, while the cops are at the house talking to the parents, trying to get information about how she looks and everything, and description of her. The daughter's walking home. She decided to go through the woods to get a shortcut. And she meets her. She's reading the note that the boy left her, her textbook, because she already stuck it back in the locker before she left school. And it flew out of her hand because of the wind. And her neighbor was walking by, and he tried to grab the note, but by the time he tried to grab the note, he couldn't reach it, and he was like, damn. And he started talking to her, and he talking about how he had a bunker in the woods, which I thought was weird. There's nothing wrong with having a bunker, but in the middle of the woods? Not too far from your house? And he's like, oh, I can show you. She's like, where? And he opened the bunk hood, and she's like, ooh. So she climbed down the little steps into the bunker, and then he started coming on to her, and the girl's like, get off me and stuff. And he tried to attack her, and she tried to run back up the little steps, but he hit her on the back of the head with something like hard, and then she fell, and then her soul left her body and ran out of the bunker. She thought she ran out of the bunker, and she was trying to run home. So this girl was walking. This girl that was friends with that been friends with the guy she like. They were friends for years, and the girl was walking down the street, and Susie ran right past her. And the girl was like, "Why is she running so fast?" She thought that was Susie's actual body, but no, it was just her soul. So I guess this girl can see dead spirits, and she's like, "Oh, why this girl running so fast down the street?" And Susie tried to run home, and she was trying to get her parents to. She ran into her house, and she was trying to get her parents, but her parents could not see her. And the cops were talking about how they found her scully. That's what we call it. We call it scullies or beanies. Back then, they called it pom-pom hats. They still call it pom-pom hats, but if you look up north, they call it pom-pom hats. I live in Miami, Florida, we call it beanies or scullies. They found her pom-pom hat, and the cops, like, they found it with blood. The mom was crying, and it was like the mom and dad went up to their room after the cops left, and it was like crying. It was like only if we would have had called the school or got in contact with one of her friends. And so the cops like, oh, they need to find her body. Because they knew something wasn't right, and they had found blood. And back then, it was hard. It wasn't easy to test blood as it is now. So they were going to get the blood tested, and they had to keep the pom-pom as evidence, like, they have to. And they were going to try to get the blood off the pom-pom to get it tested. And while they were doing that, the cops were searching for her body, and the dad thought the cops weren't doing fast enough, so the dad's like, let me go search for her myself, let me go find some clues. So he went into the woods that leads into this maze. After you walk out of the woods, it leads into this maze of wheat, and the dad was looking for her, searching for her. And while he was doing that, he would take breaks and go back home, and he'll see the neighbor, and he will have conversations with the neighbor, and the neighbor would act like nothing was wrong and everything. And then the dad would start picking up on clues, and he knew that the man killed his. He didn't know the man killed his daughter, but he was finding clues, picking up on stuff, noticing stuff that his neighbor was doing, and trying to see what was wrong. Because he was noticing some weird things that his neighbor would do every day. So he's trying to act like he's having conversations with him and stuff, and picking up stuff. And then the dad, that's when he ran into the maze. After he walked out of the woods, he ran into a maze of wheat and found this girl and this guy making out, looking like they about to have the you-know-what, the sex, and yeah. The guy thought the dad was trying to attack his girlfriend, so he punched him. And they looked like they were seniors in high school or in college. And he punched the dad and beat him up. And the girlfriend trying to pull him off him, like, why are you beating up this man for? He didn't do anything. And the girl's like, let's go. Stop beating up this man. And they ran because they didn't want to get caught by the cops beating up some older man. And the girl, she was in the afterlife. Like I said, she met these other girls. She met this girl around her age that told her how she died. The girl went out with her mom. The mom looked away for a minute, and the guy grabbed her, this next door neighbor, and killed her. And then he met this other girl that looked like she was only in middle school, and then she met this other girl that looked like she was in high school too. And they told her how she died. They told them how they all died. And the first girl she met, I'm gonna call her Jane, the one that got killed on the side of the road. When she went out with her mom, and the mom looked away for a minute. This girl told her that she was in the afterlife. She wasn't in heaven or hell, and she said she'll help her get to. She was trying to show her what she needs to do in order to get to heaven. So the girl said, Susie's decided, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody in my life. She said goodbye to her mom, her dad. She said goodbye to her mom, her grandmother, her sister, and her brother. And the last one she wanted to say goodbye to was her dad. So while she was in the afterlife, these girls were helping her try to get to heaven. Because these girls didn't get to heaven yet either. Because they were stuck in the afterlife. Because something was keeping them there. Until Susie came, and Susie was the main answer to how they can get out of the in-between and go to heaven. So Susie was like, let me get more information from these girls. And then she started meeting, and then Susie met all these other girls under this big tree in the afterlife. She started meeting all these other girls that was killed by the man, because the man would move to different towns kill girls and then move again and keep moving. And Susie was trying to get in contact with her dad. The first girl she met, I'm calling her Jane. This girl was telling her, you can get in contact with your dad through the afterlife, but it's just that you have to feel in your heart. Like, I forgot. So, when the dad was bleeding out in the maze of wheat, the girl decided to make thunder and lightning appear. She made thunder and lightning appear, and the dad knew something. He was like, this lightning and thunder coming out of nowhere, and the girl was standing on this white deck in the afterlife watching her dad get his ass beat up. He didn't deserve it, and she was screaming for him, and that's when the lightning and thunder appeared, and then the two couple ran away because they didn't want to get caught, and the dad was like, knew his daughter was there and was screaming for her name, but he couldn't see her. So dad decided to slowly get up and go. Because the only reason why the dad went into the woods, because he saw his neighbor and he knew something was wrong, so he chased after his neighbor. His neighbor ran into the maze and he couldn't find him. That's how he bumped into those couple that beat him up. And the dad went home. His wife was helping him stop the bleeding from his nose and helping him bandage up and everything. And the mom got mad at the dad, talking about, why would you do all this, go out there knowing that? Why would you try to look for your daughter on your own? And the youngest daughter was noticing all this, and she decided to go to the neighbor's house the next day. She snuck into his house while he was not home, went upstairs to his room, and that's when she found this book he was hiding. And he wrote down all these details of stuff he did and found out. And then she started to search the rest of the house, and that's when she found his basement, went down to his basement, and she found a trunk, and it was locked. And the girl was trying to find a way to unlock it until she heard the front door of the house, so she ran out of the basement and hid, and she tried to leave the house, but the man caught her, and she ran out the back door. And she got out safely. She told her parents, but by the time the parents got home, the guy already left. He went to the little drop-off place, this little pickup place that the girl Susie and her family went to in the beginning of the movie, because they went to go throw. It's this little hole where people would throw old stuff into, like refrigerator, microwave, different things that don't work. And he went to it had a diner next to it, this little rest stop, and he stopped at the rest stop, and he got out of his car, and he had the trunk in his car, and he threw the trunk out into the little hole, and this lady came outside of the diner to take a smoke, and he was trying to come on to her, and this lady was like, she was in her early 20s, and she was young, and she was like, get off me. So she pushed him off her and walked back into the diner. But what she didn't see was he tripped and fell into the hole and died. But she didn't see that because she was already heading back into the diner. And that's pretty much it. That's how the movie ended, with him dying. And hope you guys liked me telling the story of the lovely Bones. I'm so sorry if I wasn't looking at the camera. I don't know why, just when I make videos, even on TikTok, I don't look at the camera. So, yeah, because I try not to look at the camera like that, because that's a little bit creepy when you look straight at the camera and just stand here like this. So, that's pretty much it. That's the story of the Lovely Bones. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to comment down below your favorite thriller / mystery movies, suspense, thriller drama movies, or any movies that are mystery movies or suspense drama movies down below, and give me some recommendations of any suspense movies or thriller or mystery movies you would like me to watch next. So, bye guys, and don't forget to follow me on my other social medias. The links will be down below. The link to all my social medias will be down below. It's going to be one link called beacon.ai. Just copy that link. Go to it on the internet, and it'll take you to all of my links on my social media. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.